Hi, I'm Alan R and welcome to MotorMatters, the channel that brings you the latest, the greatest, the newest and the best in motoring in South Africa. Have you subscribed yet? We're still celebrating passing 25,000 subscribers on the road to 30,000. Let's get there quick. What have we got for you today? Chery's Tiggo7. Now, I say the Tiggo7 very carefully because it's not the Tiggo7 Pro that you're used to. This is the new facelift model, lost the word Pro at the end, although you can still get the Pro models in the pre-facelift. Touch confusing, but let's not worry about that now. But it's got the typical Chery face, you know it well. Look at this bold grille with these diamond shapes over there. You've got LED headlights. It says performance over there on the fog lights. Small little things like that, but very neat, very smart looking. And you can see, of course, being an SUV, the cladding around the wheel arches that runs all the way along the bottom with a little bit of chrome highlighting at the bottom of the doors as well as above the doors and onto the roof rails. There's 3 spec levels in the range, the entry model and then upper 2. This is the top of the range. One of the exterior differences between the 3 is that the entry model has 18-inch wheels. You get 19s on these. And look at these very interesting 19-inch alloys with aero fitted, I think I would call it. Auto door locking with folding mirrors. It does tend to be a little bit, can I say, almost oversensitive sometimes. So just keep the key with you. It's as easy as that. So let's take a look at the rear seat while I'm about it. Tons of space, isn't there? Look at this. Driver's seat set for myself, as you expect. Legroom, headroom, plenty. You've got air vents. You've got a single USB in the back over here. And although it's the tombstone, as they call them, it's a lot more spacious, a lot more airy feeling than a lot of cars I often encounter where I find your view's limited. But certainly not on this one. Big armrest with dual cup holders for the back seat if you need them. All of the things you expect over here. And your Sony sound system. You see the big speakers over there and up here. So it's got all of that for you. You come around, interesting blacked out treatment of the C-pillar over here. Come round. Of course, you've got LED tail lights with the light bar across the back. All features you do expect. Diffuser down there, but no visible exhausts. Well, you know, that's how they do cars these days. Pop open the boot. And guess what we're about to do? Cut. First off, looking underneath over here, you have got a space saver spare wheel, but as long as you have a spare wheel, I'm a happy camper. So let's have a look. I can tell you, this is a pretty good sized boot. I'm going to rate this as about a 1 3/4, Alan. 1.5 to 1 3/4. That's a good sized boot for a family SUV, and that's what you want, isn't it? Under the bonnet, of course, is what really counts, isn't it? The entry model gives you a 1.5-litre turbo petrol engine, giving you 108 kilowatts and 270 newton meters of torque. But this one's got the 1.6. 145 kilowatts, 290 newton meters of torque, 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. All of it over there under the bonnet for you. Let's check it on the road and let's have a look inside. Out on the road, cruising around the neighborhood in the Tiggo7. The first thing I've got to comment on is the previous criticisms of a calibration on the accelerator seem to have really been resolved. So much better. None of that wheel spin just on a pull-off from a stop street that you used to get so often on a lot of the Chinese branded cars. And it just seems to be so much better. The road here is really in shocking condition. Lots of potholes, lots of patches. So it's difficult to judge ride quality. And I just haven't had the chance on this test to do a proper open road cruise. But I can tell you it is comfortable, it's smooth, it's relaxed. with plenty of oomph under the bonnet. 147 kilowatts, 290 newton meters of torque is not bad for a car of this sort. It really has got more than enough get up and go to it. And of course, the facelift, the 2025 facelift, has just changed a few things on the interior and given you a lot more safety factors and a lot more safety features, a lot more ADAS. So you know that's going to make me happy. Always will do. So I've got to say, around town, certainly nice. The question mark on fuel consumption, well, considering the fact that it's been urban driving, we're sitting on 9.1 litres per 100. Little question mark there, maybe a little question mark. Let's see our little 3-point turn spot here that we always come to, and let's see how we go here. Well, certainly not going to make it in one go, that's for sure, but not bad either. I can't complain. And take a look at the cameras, because that's always a feature, and especially of the upper models in the range. You've got what they call the 540-degree camera. You've got the reverse camera. It's got a forward camera. It's got the overhead camera. And, of course, it's got the typical Chery feature when you stop at a robot or a stop street, where it shows you your vehicle and everything that's around it. So all those features are there for you, and I like a lot of them. So I'm going to just tell you that. But the acceleration's good. You put your foot down, considering it is a 1.6 litre turbo. It really is, I think, absolutely in the mix for this category of medium family SUV. Behind the wheel, of course, we take a look, and one of the other features of the new facelift is the fact you've got the big one-piece screen over there. I think 12.25 or 12.5 inch on both instrumentation and infotainment. There's the information you want to see on the car. 432 k's done on the test, 9.1 litres per 100. Urban driving only, very little even freeway, so it's about as bad as it's going to get. But I'd love to have seen it a little bit better. But let me not say too much more. Your steering wheel over here, you've got its haptic buttons and switches on the steering wheel for your multifunction. Work well, neat, nice, got no complaints about it whatsoever. On the door over here, you've got your memory settings for your seats, of course, and all your controls over there. All as you expect. And of course, because it's the top spec model, you do get the 8-speaker Sony sound system. So as I said, you've got this nice big infotainment screen. It's on Android Auto at the moment, but you know what it is. I don't think I have to show you too much. It gives you everything. Obviously, you've got all the settings for the car, all the setup. Over here, interestingly now, you've got, it looks like buttons for the aircon system, which I like. But then, for example, if I want to adjust the fan, I do that, and then it comes onto the screen over there, although I can just do that for the fan. But temperatures as well, so you can do everything on these, so you don't have to go there, but it's just a little bit between screen and that. But anyway, it does work well. It is effective. That's what counts. You come down below there, you've got a USB A and C over there and an inductive charging pad. So again, nice features. Over here, you've got your gear shifter, 7-speed dual clutch automatic, very smooth, very nice, works well. All your other buttons over here. And of course, you've got, if you come back up to the screen over there or over here, you'll see you've got your modes. Now I've just clicked into sport mode, normal mode, or eco mode. I've had it in normal mode for the whole length of this test. I just feel it's the easiest and best one to use. You've got a nice softish feel on the dash over here, and then different treatments, as you can see. So, but it's neat, it looks good, and it feels well put together. Double-decker center console over there. All these sort of features that you're expecting now in your middle to almost upper medium family SUVs. And, of course, on the top spec model, your panoramic sunroof. Now, there are 3 models in this range, in the Tiggo7 range. Interestingly, the entry model has the 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine, 108 kilowatts and 270 newton meters of torque. The top 2 have the 1.6 litre engine, 145 kilowatts and 290 newton meters, 7-speed dual clutch, 6-speed in the entry model. But now what they've done by bringing in the two different engine options, it's quite interesting. You can get into the entry model with a 1.5 for $429,900, which for a car this size, that is a seriously good price. Then you go to the middle spec model with the 1.6 litre engine, and it's $499,900, or you come to this top one, as we're in right now, at $549,900. It gives you the 8-speaker Sony sound system. It gives you extra safety, extra ADAS, extra things like that, and it gives you the panoramic sunroof. So I'd say there's pretty much one for you to choose along the way. Then, of course, you can go back to the Pro Max models. Don't get confused over there, but there's the Pro Maxes as well, and you even get the option of all-wheel drive in the Pro Max. Front-wheel drive only in the Tiggo7. A little bit confusing, I know, but they're certainly catering for every option, every desire, every like or want you want. So that's a nice thing. 5-year, 100,000 kilometer service plan, and of course 5-year, 150 warranty with the 10-year drivetrain warranty for the first owner as well. All those as you expect from Chery as well. So what they've done is they've taken the Tiggo7s, they've brought in the facelift version, but they've kept the previous version, like has become a South African standard almost, hasn't it? Where you can get the previous version, hopefully at a great price, or the new facelift with a slight premium. Options, options, and options. Check them out for yourself. For MotorMatters, I'm Alan R, and I'll see you next time.